the acting IGP, Tunji Disu, your declaration today is not simply a conferment of rank, but a solemn charge to serve Nigeria.
All right, everyone. DIG Frank Uba is a renowned police officer. I think it's about an Igbo man that has the highest police rank in Nigeria. Of course, he recently was retired following the um, selection of AIG Olatunji Disu as the Inspector General of Police. But this matter has continued to generate a lot of hullabaloo online, especially from the Igbo folk, concerning this another injustice meted against Igbo people. But of course, there are a lot of commentaries from those who understand how how things of this matter works. And then, of course, as things are now, Frank Uba has been retired because he cannot take order from his junior. Now, AIG Disu came to he came to the force before DIG Frank Uba. I think former AIG Disu came to the force in 1992, and Frank Uba came to the force in 1994. But of course, Frank Uba got double promotion at the time, and then he went ahead of AIG Disu. But of course, you are going to listen to my commentary on this matter. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'll see you in another video. When Frank Uba was promoted from AIG to DIG in 2023, within 3 months, he was placed above his peers because he was the most senior officer from the southeast, and there was a need to appoint a DIG from the 6 geopolitical zones. Federal character favored him then. The new acting IG, Tunji Disu, was a senior before the system catapulted Mba above his likes. Disu joined the police as a cadet ASP, while Mba enlisted as a cadet inspector. The appointment of Tunji Disu as acting Inspector General of Police by Bola Tinubu following the resignation of Igbos has resulted in the retirement of several senior officers of the Nigeria Police Force, including Deputy Inspector General Frank Uba. Mr. Igbos resigned after a meeting with President Tinubu at the presidential villa in Abuja. His exit came despite earlier amendments to the Police Act that had allowed him to remain in office beyond the statutory retirement age in order to complete a 4-year tenure. The amendment provided that an appointed Inspector General of Police could serve a mixed term regardless of age or years in service. With Egbetokun's resignation, Mr. Disu, who was acting as an Assistant Inspector General of Police, was appointed acting IGP. His elevation has implications within the force hierarchy. Under police regulations and service structure, officers senior to an appointed IGP are required to retire to preserve the chain of command. As a result, 8 Deputy Inspectors General are affected by the new appointment. Among them is Frank Uba. Mr. Uba joined the Nigeria Police Force as an inspector and rose through the ranks over more than 3 decades. He was promoted to Assistant Superintendent of Police in 1999, Deputy Superintendent in 2003, Superintendent in 2008, Chief Superintendent in 2012, Assistant Commissioner in 2014, Deputy Commissioner in 2018, and Commissioner of Police in 2020. In March 2023, he was decorated as an Assistant Inspector General before subsequently attaining the rank of Deputy Inspector General. He served 3 times as the National Police Public Relations Officer, making him one of the longest serving spokespersons in the history of the force. Between 2006 and 2007, he was part of the Nigerian contingent to the United Nations mission in Liberia, for which he received a UN medal. At the time of Mr. Disu's appointment, Mr. Mba was among the most senior officers in the Nigerian police force. However, the elevation of a junior officer to the position of IGP automatically necessitated his retirement under existing command structure rules. Mr. Disu, born on April 13, 1966, enlisted in the Nigerian Police Force on May 18, 1992. Prior to his appointment as acting IGP, he served in several operational and leadership roles, including as Commissioner of Police in Rivers State and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. He also headed the Lagos State Rapid Response Squad (RRS) between 2015 and 2021, and led the Intelligence Response Team (IRT). He was promoted to Assistant Inspector General of Police in March 2025. At the time of his appointment, Mr. Disu was less than 2 months away from the statutory retirement age of 60. However, as with previous appointments, elevation to the office of Inspector General provides for a 4-year tenure unless the office holder resigns or is removed by the president. The scenario mirrors events in the June 2023 when Mr. Egbetoku was appointed IGP. At that time, officers and senior to him were retired to regularize his position within the force hierarchy. The National Assembly subsequently amended the Police Act to allow him to complete his 4-year tenure despite reaching retirement age. He eventually resigned before the end of that term. With Mr. Disu's appointment, the cycle has repeated. Senior officers, including Frank Uba and 7 other Deputy Inspector General, are required to leave the force to align the command structure with the new leadership. The development highlights how appointments at the apex of the Nigeria Police Force directly affect succession dynamics and retirement timelines among senior officers. In this instance, Frank Mba's career in the force concludes not through disciplinary action or expiration of tenure in rank, but as a consequence of hierarchical realignment following the appointment of a new Inspector General.